Hello everyone, this is Maffuman with StarCraft Star Balance. It's a 6-on-6 ship-building action game with 3 people on each side. Okay, so it's going to be the same concept, however there's going to be less people to start off, means you start off with more money, and it just happens not to be rated. Anything lower than 5 versus 5 is not rated. Ships work the same, but you start off with more money. Looks like Lion and Cage is going to start off with that Seeker missile right now, and 1.71 speed. Looks like Cobra has 1.51 speed, but 6 upgrades on the interceptors. And a bunch of range as well. SLV barcode. SLV barcode looks like he has a cloak, which is usually a very heavy investment. However, because there's fewer people and he has more money, he can start off with that, and it's less of an all-in than it would normally be. Looks like Agamemnon's going to be there with the more standardized blink. Costs less and doesn't have the continued energy requirement. You can just blink into and out of danger. Looks like Ghetto SC is going to be a carrier as well. Carrier with warp in. He can warp in interceptors. It costs a whole bunch of energy. It takes a whole bunch of time to cool down. However, if he loses interceptors, as he's probably going to, when these Cobra interceptors are upgraded 6 times and his are only upgraded at 1, he can warp them in, and looks like that sheer force of numbers, sheer force of will and determination pushes back. Little carrier on carrier slap match right there. Looks like Americano is going to be back there. Americano has 1.61 speed and interceptors. Interceptors at 6 upgrades as well. He's trying to happy farm, and that makes SLV barcode very unhappy because he wants to farm as well. Probably not going to kill him in the very beginning, however, you definitely want to chase Void Rays if you can. Looks like that Seeker missile is going to connect right there. Get OSC, almost forced to take it. Looks like SLV barcode really wants to burn him down, can finally do it. The rocks are no longer in the way. However, he's going to just kind of stop that attack just to kind of attack some interceptors. Interceptors being pushed on the Raven. Definitely don't want to let your allies take damage, especially somebody like a Raven who is a shield transfer unit, and so if you are hurt, he couldn't shield transfer if he doesn't have any shields himself. Allies, sometimes have to not take the kill, especially because in the very beginning he probably wouldn't have gotten that kill. Good choice right there. Agamemnon doesn't want to get Seekered, doesn't want to get EMP'd either, even though there isn't an EMP just yet, and definitely just warps on back now after blinking. Always missed up the 2, however, luckily he had both abilities, so I did it on purpose. Looks like SLV barcodes. Gonna try to farm right now. Double carrier on carrier action, all the way across the sky. It's so beautiful. He's going to use his cloak right now. He has 300 energy, but it costs 20 per second, 10 per second. Still quite a bunch. When you look at his overall maximum energy right now, looks like we got Cobra moving away. He wants to run away. He's 1.51 speed because he went for those interceptors at 6. Ghetto SC has the 1.71. He's super speedy. Less interceptors, just going to kind of like scare him off. Has Agamemnon as the actual damage person right now. However, he does look scary. Agamemnon sees the Seeker and blinks. Seeker missile is relatively smart. It chases people pretty well. You can kind of negate them by going against the rocks, messing with the AI that way, or blinking is the more guaranteed way of doing it. Lion and Cage launching them Seekers at Ghetto SC. Ghetto SC 1.71 speed. A slower carrier would be in more danger, however, he spent that money. All ships have a certain starting speed and a certain, it costs money to upgrade how fast they go. When you put the money into speed as a carrier, you're starting off from a lower starting point. However, you can also get up to a pretty fast speeds if you pay for it. Whereas a Void Ray starts off faster and will stay faster. However, that extra speed does help you escape. So usually 1.7-ish speed, 1.8 speed is the more average one. It just costs more for certain people to get there. Looks like the red side is able to push. 1, 2, 3 right there. Ghetto SC is somewhat hurt. 371 though. Can finally buy some interceptors. Bought a few, 7. Americano, 364 already, and just kind of like side, protecting the house, farming, doing that stuff. And it looks like the Void Ray warped on back. Agamemnon has the fancy, shape shader right there. That means he has flux veins. He's going to move a little bit faster when he's not in combat. He wants to get Lion and Cage. He wants to do it right now. Gonna get Seeker right now. The blink is off cooldown. Kabam right there, right in the face. SLV barcode sitting there, burning him down. Doesn't have very much energy money into beam right now because he went for cloak. He's super safe, however he had to sacrifice damage in order to do so. Agamemnon makes it out of combat, doesn't die. Looks like Lion and Cage just warped back. We got Cobra moving back 871 right now. We got SLV barcode, has 784. And it looks like the blue side, Getaway sees there. Agamemnon was forced to go back to base. He can warp back. I think he's going to very quickly. And Americano looks like he went for Tempests. Tempests are really good against Ravens, and they're really good against Void Rays. However, there's also a carrier. The carrier can shoot it, also launch its interceptors, and really get those Tempests into a lot of danger right now. The Void Ray could use Cloak. However, it's good for 2 of the 3 ships, so, it's not a perfect, rock, paper, scissors, because that's not how this game works. However, it is a commitment right there that he's making. Light Tempest action, Vortex being used, it hits Ghetto. It hits Ghetto right now. Now, these Americano Tempests are in a great position. It looks like SLV Barcode wants to go on in there and burn on Agamemnon. It looks like Cobra does make it back to base. The battle station, as well as the lining cage, giving a little bit of damage and healing respectively. Getaway sees finally out of the vortex. Looks like Agamemnon is going to blink away. Now, SLV Barcode does blink as well. However, he's not fast enough to catch up to Agamemnon, who makes it back right to base right now, even before he starts burning right now. Looks like Americana going to be there, moving back. He can launch his Tempest. They are just going to kind of provide that little fire support. Lion and Cage, low health, does not want to fly into there. Neither does Cobra. Cobra has low health as well. Interceptors going around the sides, and there you go. Look at that movement right there. Lion and Cage went basically around the rocks, and the Tempest couldn't see them. So therefore, he was safer, and although he did take 1 or 2 shots just to finish them off, he didn't take like 8 or 9 shots to try to take them on without the rock protection. Looks like Getaway 704 warp-in technology. Doesn't have anything fancy. Let's see what he ends up spending the money on. Americano already made the commitment of Tempest, so double Tempest is an option. However, again, with the cloak of SLV Barcode already shown, and with Cobra being a carrier, double Tempest could be too much of a risk right now. Let's see what they end up going for. Vortex. It looks like Agamemnon is going to move in there. He has 1.96 speed plus that Flux Veins upgrade, and 11 upgrades on the Prismatic Beam. 0.25. I think that means that he must have went for the Aegis Crystal, and that increases how fast his capital ship beam burns down. Plus, he's been upgrading how much it is as well. So the Phase Disruptors start off 0.23 speed, but he went from about 0.5 to 0.25. That is so much faster. Lion and Cage is in danger, even though he's super close to the base. He does use a Seeker though, and the Interceptors are going to fly in there as well. With the use of the EMP, the Agamemnon is in quite danger. He only has 350 energy potential, so he has to build himself up to blink. He can finally do it. He has enough energy, enough money into Phase Disruptors. He's not super hurt by Interceptors. He's not, going to just die right there. However, when you put money into something, you don't put it into something else, right? So if you put money into beam and speed and flux veins and fancy stuff, that means you don't have much money for shields, you don't have much money for armor, or you have less money for just the Phase Disruptors anti-interceptor build. So he was able to make it out. However, he took a whole bunch of damage, and as a Void Ray, you don't have very much health to do such things like taking damage. Americano still 10% 1 because he looks like he went for some interceptors to build himself back up from there. EMP being used. Getaway does have Vortex. He is finally able to use it, and it looks like Agamemnon had the money and went on back to base. Super happy, super going to leave the carriers because they can just fend for themselves right now. They're not in super mortal danger. However, with the Void Ray, there's actually nobody on the blue side. Not only nobody on the blue side who can really detect. There is a possibility for energy drain, but it's so kind of far-fetched that it's really not used too often. There is the Purify Beam option. It just costs $400, so it's less used than other cool abilities. Looks like Cobra, though, he's going to take a whole bunch of damage. He's going to need to Vortex right now, or else he's going to lose himself. Oh, the blink, just in time. The Lion Cage, using that right now, going to end up losing Cobra. However, the Vortex also being used on the Void Ray. Now Agamemnon is trying to burn Lightning Cage. Lightning Cage intentionally goes into the Vortex. Now that does slow him down when he gets out of it. However, he's safer right now. Let's see what ends up happening. Looks like Americano's back at base right now. The Interceptor's not even going there. Americano flies in there, gonna try to also catch them. He's so slow, 1.61 speed, and these guys are trying to use the angles that they possibly can. 1.81 speed, and looks like 1.86 speed for the Raven and Void Ray respectively as well. Americano going to get the EMP to the face. He doesn't have enough energy for the Tempest. He also doesn't have anything like Vortex to save himself. And the Vortex from Ghetto SC is definitely on cooldown. SOB Barcode flying around, bringing around the Rosie on the rocks. That's a great move from Americano. It looks like the SLV Barcode wants to use that charge. Seeing that he was charged up, the Agamemnon blunk out of the way, and Ghetto C is going to boing on the rocks. The Ghetto it's going to try to also use the ring around the Rosy Rocks trick as well. However, he mentions that there's a couple of seconds to Vortex, and he doesn't have anything right now. He only has a 2 plasma ship plating right now. Let's see what ends up happening. We got Americano flying around the side. Agamemnon wants to take his time to defend. He was cautious of that exact thing happening right now, taking the EMP to the face while the Void Ray is very much in action. He's going to keep on going. He's going to keep on going. He blinks just in time. The Secret Missile may or may not have actually finished him off, but it would have definitely gotten him way too close for comfort. EMP on Americano. Looks like Lightning Cage is going to warp on back 552. I'm sorry, I've been missing Agamemnon's money right now for a long time, but it looks like SLV Barcode 493. Agamemnon's just mostly been kind of like side farming, trying to build up the money as a Void Ray that he wants. However, unfortunately, I was missing it when that was happening. Looks like 887 from Ghetto, and Americano, who's going into combat, already has 359. So he can warp in Tempest when he gets 225 energy, and when he doesn't have any Tempest on the field. He currently has 1 Tempest, lonely Tempest alone, just shooting, sending out DMs and not being responded to, because Lightning Cage and SLB Barcode are not trying to take any extra damage that they don't need to. Vortex being used and Vortex kind of failing. It looks like Agamemnon moving back. Now, Lightning Cage is the Raven, and he doesn't have very much, sustained damage. He has burst lasers. He's been using secret missiles a lot, but he also has a bunch of magic tricks up his sleeve. He's got the only energy drain ability on the field right now, and he's got Blackout. Blackout can stop carriers and every ship right here in its tracks. Looks like, so we have the Raven, the healing unit, who can heal, they do magic stuff, but really doesn't have very high armor. And the Void Ray, who's a high damage dealer right now, versus the Void Ray high damage dealer and 2 carriers, which are designed for long distance attacks without too much up close and personal combat capabilities. Kind of relying on Vortex from only 1 right now, from only 1 carrier to really protect themselves against the damage that the Void Ray can do. He can use charge. He's trying to use charge. Going to be kind of like a which one's longer contest. The Void Ray on Void Ray action right now, burning him down. We got a Ghetto SC flying away. EMP being used, scaring him off, even though it didn't connect right there. We got Secret Missile hitting Agamemnon, and it looks like he's going to keep on trying to commit. If he can burn down the Raven, it's going to be a very close game. With Blackout being used right now, SLB Barcode trying to take that advantage right now, trying to launch as many interceptors as possible as every carrier in the book. It looks like he's going to try to bring around the Rosie on the rocks. We don't have any detection right now whatsoever from anybody. And what is he going to do? He's trying to go on the rocks, but he can't quite now. He wants to just fly around and shoot. And it looks like the interceptors are trying to burn them as much as possible. Vortex being used and Vortex scaring him off. And oh no! He has 20 health. 19, 17, 16, 15. No! He has to make it back. And he burns. This burning is an eternal flame. The Void Ray taken out by physics. Looks like this Void Ray, though, in quite a bunch of danger. Going to go around the side. Going to use the advantage of being, slippery with his, blink and, 1.86 speed. It looks like Get OSC is trying to farm. Now, if he was over there, it was over there, it would actually be a very close, commitment. Might have actually gotten him, but because of the, you don't see everything on the map when you're watching it, he might not have seen it. He might not have been able to get there in time. If he did see it, it looks like the, lion in cage is going to fly in there, going to try to attack. EMP being used right on Americano. Can't use his fancy Tempest if he doesn't have any energy. It looks like he's going to keep on flying, launching another Secret right now. Now he's in front of them, and it looks like the Void Ray going to take that advantage to attack. He's going to keep on burning down Americano. Will this actually take him out? Doesn't have Vortex. Vortex is not ready from Ghetto because it's just on cooldown for 45 seconds without it. This might end up being, Ghetto C also burning down as well from one attack. SLB barcode burning up 105 plus 52 because he's charged right now. EMP being used. We got the Vortex still not ready, and he's so close. He only has 1,000 life, and he's so low. He's gonna be burning down. We got the Warp Prism attacking. Staying on the attack. One more shot, and the SLB barcode is taken out by the Warp Prism. Now we have a Raven versus a Carrier. The Carrier only has a Vortex, doesn't have a super amount of interceptors, now finally has Tempest. Going for Tempest because the Raven has less of an easy time than Carriers definitely, but even Void Rays about taking out these long distance damage dealers right here. And it looks like Lion in Cage is going to try to fly away. He has the 530 money right now. Doesn't want to get caught in any type of attack. Interceptors are now going to be kind of like competing for love with the Tempest. Going to balance that out. Some Tempest, some Interceptors. Some Tempest, some Interceptors. But he can stay defensive and rely on Vortex if he gets into super danger. However, Lion in Cage can rely on something like Blackout and EMP to drain energy. Now, look at this. Defensive Matrix, unfortunately, that is a dead ability at the moment because he doesn't have anybody to heal. Creates a little bubble of green protective energy around your allies. However, he doesn't have any allies left. They have Secret Missile flying in there. Vortex, oh, he wanted to use it, but Lion in Cage was too quick with his E key. Secret Missile attacking right now. He wants to use it. Wants to use the Interceptors. Oh, he uses the Tempest. Oh, the Secret Missile attacked Ghetto and also splashed on the Tempest some splash damage. It looks like Lion in Cage is just launching its Secret Missiles all over the place. Targets them for 30 seconds and does 2860 damage. He wants to keep on doing that. 2860 is still less than a kill right there, but man, is it close right there. It's a dangerous game to try to get that extra farm. But he has to use Interceptors at 17. Has to target on Lion in Cage if he wants to actually target Lion in Cage. Looks like these Tempests are just the House Tempest going to fly in there. Looks like Get OSC launching his own Tempest has the upgrades at 5 right now. Looks like the Interceptors are at 10 as well. Both moderately okay. Neither is the overcommitment because he was going for energy and Vortex to be used. Vortex was an almost vital necessity when there was so many Void Ray options. EMP being used. Does the splash damage, does the energy drain on the Tempest, and that's going to help Lion in Cage otherwise finish them off. Burst lasers, the Battle Raven at 9 range, 28 damage. Just trying to farm. Secret Missile chasing forever, and unfortunately Carriers can't blink. So even though he's 1.92 speed, he's a little bit as faster, almost faster than the Secret Missile. But where can you run to? You can only go so far into the corner. Warp Prism, though, staying strong at 10 range throughout the game. It gets upgraded. Has 2 right now because that's gone every 10 minutes. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes. In 5 more minutes, it will be 1 more upgrade on the armor, on the plasma shields, not on the damage right now. Looks like Lion in Cage is going to be on the attack. Get OSC doesn't have very much energy and keeps on getting Seekers all over the place and keeps on getting less time for anything else except for his Interceptors and Tempest and all that. So doesn't have very much money left over for shields, but might need to start doing that. Looks like the Battle Raven's just trying to be up there. 1,500 money so far. But there is always a possibility of one person making one mistake, one person missing their ultimate ability, or you're getting hit with the other person's ultimate ability. Blackout can take out interceptors, can take out the carrier. Vortex can hit Lion Cage, stopping that momentum, making it much easier for the interceptors, no matter how upgraded they are, to hit, or the Tempest, which only ever go at 1.35 speed. Well, if you're not moving, you're slower than 1.35 speed. It looks like Battle Raven moving in there, taking a bunch of damage from the Warp Prisms. Warp Prisms are still outranging him. 10 range versus 9. However, he also almost has about 2,000 money already. These Tempests moving in, they are at 5. As the game goes along, they will get stronger and stronger. And even though Lion Cage has upgraded the shields, it's not quite enough. See that blackout right there? Gonna stop all of that damage from Get OSC. He's gonna keep on chasing though. He just wants to stay in there. He made the commitment to attack. He's gonna move on back now because the blackout was still active. 2,218 monies from Lion and Cage. Going to make it on back. He had 2,222 money and a little bit more right now. Let's see what he ends up spending that money on. Ooh, upgrades that burst laser. Interceptors are still a dangerous threat if they can get upgraded more. Interceptors, let's see. They have 11 upgrades, meaning that in this version they have 5.5 armor. It's about half. Actually, is half for both the Protoss plasma shielding and the plating shielding. In other versions, it's slightly more on the base armor, but it's effectively the same. But it looks like 48 damage on the burst lasers. Now it does cost him a whole bunch of money. However, with the interceptors as a very pertinent threat, Vortex being used. Well, let's be the commitment. He had his energy drained. He does have 550 altogether, so he can try to do some stuff with it. But the Warp and Tempests are just so much energy. He doesn't even have it by the time that the blackout, that the Warp and the Vortex is going to be active. So that means he's just going to not quite be able to do that. If he had more energy, he could have warped in his Tempest. They would have done some extra damage. That could have done a whole bunch of attacking on the Raven, maybe making him forced to attack or forced to run away. Secret missiles, double secret missile all the way across the sky. It's so beautiful. What does it mean? It looks like he's going to try to keep on flying. He has to keep on going, fly all the way into base and through the base. He's going to keep on going. He's going to take that damage anyway. And double seeker. The mothership only heals the hull right now, and that's not going to be quite enough. We got scouts. Now scouts are underused. I think they're super cute. They do not cost energy. So even if you want to say that they are a waste of money because they, just are money that you're not spending on Tempest, that you're not spending on interceptors. Right now, Ghetto can stay defensive, and the scouts can just tank extra damage that the burst lasers can't quite do. Looks like Secret Missile, though, is super dangerous. He's going to be moving in there. Blackout being used on the Tempest right now, and he's going to keep on flying in. The Secret Missile could take him out. Interceptors going to fly. Can he make it all the way back to base? Will he get healed enough? He has, from the very base, he looks like he's going to keep on going. Heal up. He needs to get over 2,000. Will he have enough before that? The healing is just not quite enough. He is taken out. Get OSC taken out by Lion and Cage. Raven versus Carrier. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure to send your replays to MaffumanCasting@gmail.com. Press like, press subscribe. We are doing StarCraft Star Battle all the time.